innovation is, what we do, and a little bit of explanation about what the Bright Tools classes are all about and why we're doing it. So first, I'd like to talk about our firm, Bright Innovation. We're an interdisciplinary product development firm, and our job really is to help companies move from technologies or service ideas all the way through reproducible products and services that they can deliver to their clients that their clients really want. So our goal is to help our customers delight their customers. The way we do this is an interdisciplinary process that brings together teams, usually in engineering or product development of the client, as well as our engineers, industrial designers, researchers, and other product development professionals. Folks will call the fuzzy front end. That's the part where you don't really know what you're going to make. You may know who you're going to make it for. You may know what technology you're going to apply. And we're going to move folks from here all the way through having a product or service that's ready for customers. So in the fuzzy front end, we do a couple different things. First of all, we work with our customers, help them understand context. Usually being anthropologists, observing customers in the wild. So we watch people. We're the person with the notepad behind the fern that's taking notes and watching what people are doing and taking pictures and video and everything else to create a better understanding of what exactly it is the people that live in this particular universe are looking for, what they need out of a product or service. The next thing we do is build requirements. So once we understand a little bit about the context, the universe that the people that we're trying to address live in, we develop requirements. So the things that they need in a technology or service to fulfill whatever it is they're trying to find, to have the experience they desire. Once we have these requirements, we can start to speculate about how we might solve that problem, whether it's through a technology or a service, once we understand what exactly it is that they are looking for in their universe. So we can start to do design. But along with design, we're also doing a different kind of research, what we'll call evaluative research. So we do these things together because they inform each other. So when we do design, we'll do rough design. We'll start very cheap, very rough. We'll either do sketches or rough prototypes, or we'll do something like Velcro modeling, which is what this first workshop is going to be about, where we start to construct things that we can show to people before we've done any kind of engineering or any kind of very serious design work. We start to look at concepts and ways we might accomplish something. And then we build, we iterate, we experiment. We create things that are more and more refined as we learn more. And that leads us to detailed design. And this is where we create something that's much more ready for prime time. We've created something that's pretty much what we think the audience wants, based on what we've learned about their context, the universe they live in, the requirements we built based on that, the designs we created that we think will solve that problem, and then what we learned when we evaluated that with the people who are actually going to use that product or service. And then we take what we learned from this and we develop a real design. And we may continue to prototype and iterate after this. And we may do things like design for manufacture. We may talk about marketing or business development. But this is a process we tend to follow to help our clients move from an idea or a technology, whatever that may be, all the way to some kind of a product that their customers want or a service that meets their needs. Okay, so we've spoken a little bit about what the process that we follow is. So we start from over here at the fuzzy front end, and really what we're working way over here is a finished product. Which in reality, what our customers want to know is how we're going to get revenue out of this. So it's getting business and design to speak to each other. Way too often in the business world, somewhere between here and here, companies think design starts, and that's where we start to think about design. And when we start to create a product, we come in from somewhere over here in the engineering world, and we have technology, and technology is a product. Those two are not the same thing. But what we're trying to do is help folks in the business world understand that we can learn a lot here when we first have an idea or technology, so that we can do a better job down here to create a product or service that is something that customers actually want. You know, all too often, companies will create a new product or new service and roll it out and begin to understand understand when it's in the marketplace where they've gone wrong, where they've violated some rule in the context the customer lives in, where they've missed some requirement that if they've done research they could have picked up before they've done that. So spending a few little dollars here helps avoid spending some really big dollars here when it's important, when you have to do rework or roll out products or make changes or save reputation or regain market share. So really what we're doing here is trying to get business people more sensitive to the idea that we can inexpensively evaluate ideas early on. And we do a lot of iteration through these early steps to learn more and more about the customer. In the class that we're going to talk about today, which is prototyping for pennies, we look at some ways that companies can use very simple tools to address a product need and to be able to evaluate things before they've actually built anything. You know, when we are looking at the idea of creating a new product, you know, sometimes we'll spend some time sketching what we think that product's going to be. We'll create something and put it in front of people on paper. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand what that's going to be, what's it going to look like, what's the scale going to be, how's it going to feel in my hand. So a next step beyond that we frequently use is what we call Velcro modeling or low fidelity prototyping, where we have a lot of pieces that can be used in a lot of different ways. They're almost like Legos or some of the other assembly toys you might have used as a kid that we can put together in ways that we can simulate what a useful product might look like. It's a pretty powerful tool because you can put something in somebody's hand that they've never seen before and create it in a way that really drives home what something might be like in reality once they've created it, put together. So it's a powerful tool. It works. It's a powerful tool for creating things that didn't previously exist, but you still don't have to engineer and build and make expensive prototypes of. So it's a nice preliminary step to give potential users an idea about the thing that they might be getting in front of them somewhere down the line. So the reason why we do this, and the reason why I think it's important to share these kind of techniques and tools with as many people as possible is to demystify the process of getting from one end of this is the fuzzy front end where there's a lot of mystery and things we don't understand, to having a product that we can put in front of customers. To show that the process isn't something that's magic. It is a very important professional set of tools that help us get from one point to another, and the tools change all the time depending on the situation. But to get people to understand that these tools are very powerful tools. They're ways to get a lot out of an inexpensive experience that doesn't require a lot of time, but does require the patience and effort to do these things. So the more people that can understand how these tools work and how they can be used, the more we think design and business can speak together more fluently. So they're not speaking two different languages, but come together in a shared language of, here's the thing we want to create, here's the universe the user lives in, how do we bring together our technology and our business acumen to create something that satisfies them.